Then commercial businesses and entrepreneurs. We saw your new grocery store come into town. I hope it's going to be successful. But that's a real good thing to have happen. So diversity, give people a choice. You need a hotel, as we mentioned earlier. Well, maybe there's a way you can induce a hotel to come here now. You've got the highway configuration, that's Snow Hill, that has over 12,000 cars a day passing in that intersection up near the cemetery, which is a very large amount of traffic. And somebody that is a hotel operator ought to pick up on that and do something about it. You might need to incent them a little bit with some sort of program. But anyway, that's the kind of business and entrepreneurial development that you should see. And then, of course, tourism and all of its aspects, the heritage tourism, agritourism, athletic and recreational tourism, all of those things can be focused on and marketed better than what you're doing now, we believe.
If I could add, Bob, this list also, with maybe one exception there, we're talking about industry that is not going to be outsourced offshore. In most cases, these are even recession-proof. I think that certainly Defense and Homeland Security has been a ballast in the Eastern North Carolina economy in the last couple, 3 years. And people will always have to eat. Your agribusiness industry will change, but it's not going wrong. Those jobs are not going to Asia. So what I like about this list is that these are industries that are here to stay. With the possible exception of the back office businesses, we hear a lot about that work going to India and places like that. I understand it's coming back for a number of reasons. We continue to be excited about that, given the impressive level of technology skills in your number.
And your lower cost of doing business here compared to the rest of the country, as a matter of fact. Continuing on, then, recruitment strategies. We believe you ought to align yourself with regional and state programs and activities and say, hey, these are the things we want you all to think about us for. You've got a whole barrage of myriad amount of things that are important to the state as a whole, but these are the things that are important to Greene County, and we hope that you will think about us when you have those types of projects to look at. We think you should really emphasize these technology skills and market that heavy. Modern agriculture and consumer food trends, all kinds of things, tilapia and pond-raised fish and
organic
shrimp crops. And organic crops and beef. The beef is here in the county already. Those are things that are going to grow in the future. We can keep marketing those and promoting those out here. Suppliers and partners to Spirit Aero Systems and Sanderson Farms. The green economy themes that we mentioned earlier, military economy themes, homegrown businesses and economic development, and diversified tourism enterprises. Those are the things you ought to be trying to recruit. Marketing and promotion. How do you market and recruit those types of things? Well, we think that, first of all, an effective, aggressive outreach is central to the county's success in the future. We believe the personal relationship building with key influencers face-to-face, for instance, is important. For instance, it wouldn't be bad at all for you to invite the state economic development industrial agents to come here and maybe be your guests at the Sweet Potato Festival and show them a good time, and then show them a little bit about what you've got to offer in the way of sites and things of that nature while they're here. Face-to-face, building some sort of relationship with influencers. And the audiences then are internal, they're regional, they're the Department of Commerce, they're consultants and brokers, and there are other organizations out there that you could hook on to, like the military group in Fayetteville. And then you've got regular postcard mailings emphasizing distinct county advantages. We give you 3 examples of a postcard mailer in your report. But I brought a stack more of those things. We get. I bet you we get maybe 6 or 8 of these things every single day, that are advertising somebody, pass it around, look at it. Very effective, very inexpensive, and tells a story just a quick glance to tell you what your story should be told. And we think that that's the way you should go. For an entire postcard process to one of the target industries would probably cost you, less than $1,000, which is incredible. An ad in a magazine would cost you $25,000. So we think the postcard approach is the way to go. And a regular mailing of the postcards we think would be good. Recommendation number 6, opportunities for tourism development. Contentnia Creek and ecotourism. Contentnia Creek is one of your prime natural resources, and it's used now, but it could be used much more heavily if it was cleaned up some and if it were marketed. And you can market it to canoe and kayak clubs in the Piedmont, up around the Raleigh area, and east of here as well. We think Fort New Aruca has just a huge amount of heritage and tourism potential. I had never heard, frankly, of New Aruca, and I'm a pretty well-educated person. And when I went online, I Googled New Aruca, and you wouldn't believe the stuff that's on the website about New Aruca and the history of that place. And the thing that struck me right between the eyes was that the Indians were preventing western migration to the Piedmont and western part of this state because of their fort at New Aruca. And once that fort was defeated, then the western movement of immigration into the rest of North Carolina became a real steady stream. That's really something to behold. So I think that's something that you all really ought to work on. Tennis facilities are excellent. I'm telling you, it's amazing what's here as far as your tennis facilities. And the Cutter Creek could be as important or more so even than the tennis if you get involved with them and help them market to various tournaments and maybe have a youth program. You know, Tiger Woods even supports a youth program where he comes in and he helps fund training of young people on how to play the game of golf. And it's an amazing thing. It helps the young people stay out of trouble. It teaches them what good athletics is all about. And it would work extremely well, I think, at Cutter Creek.
One of the most impressive documents I saw during this whole process was the article in Tennis Magazine about Greene.
And then the working farms, you know, as we said, we're very impressed with the amount of tourism, agritourism that's already here, but it could be expanded tremendously. The State Agriculture Department has an agritourism department now. And there's a lady there that helps communities and counties with ideas about what they can do to increase agritourism in their community. So you ought to plug into that if you're not already work there. And as I said earlier, this farmers market is going to be, I believe, a very attractive facility here in the county. And then you've got business travelers flowing in through here. An overflow from the ECU events would come here and do various kinds of recreational activities and tourism activities, but they need a place to stay. And so you need very desperately, I think, to have a hotel operation. I'll ask my partner to give you final thoughts, because I'm sure you're trying to hear